Mr. Luca Rubinacci is a harbinger for Neapolitan tailoring, the most quintessential dapper Instagrammer, and the street style menswear icon. He connects with us live today from his amazingly beautiful Via Monte Napoleone flagship store on the street which is most prominent and addressed in the city of Milan, Italy. It's such a pleasure to have you amongst us, Luca. I'm deeply honored, and this really means a lot to us. Why Fashion Matters, a digital talk series produced by the Design Village India, transcends continents to discover the cradle of bespoke menswear in the city of Naples, in the southern part of Italian peninsula. As we unveil the resplendent heritage of 90 years of the family-owned luxury empire of Rubinacci. Synonymous with fluid silhouette of a suit dabbled with a gamut of colors, heritage fabrics from the oldest fabric mill, which is Vitale Barberis Canonico, Rubinacci defines the elegance of a gentleman whose attire does not need to stand out on a street, but remarkably blends in harmoniously with the way of life, a way which is the true work of an artisan and the embodiment of Sartoria Italiana. Rubinacci is headquartered in Palazzo Cellamare in the heart of Napoli. Signor Mariano Rubinacci, the Grand Master himself, a true gentleman who spearheads the brand, says to us, elegance is something inside you. Being elegant signifies being at the right place with the right suit. It means being yourself and being aware of your role and mission. It means how to present yourself. Today we have Mr. Luca Rubinacci, his son, who earmarked his journey with this amazing world of fashion of menswear at the start of the new millennium. He was an ex-graduate of London School of Economics and a master tailor from Savile, trained and garnered over a period of time. And today, not only is he an icon of Instagram, he is a perfect example of a gentleman who lives life and his own standards, but at the same time maintains those amazing roots of what Rubinacci, the empire, stands for today. Whoever experiences the bespoke suit service of Rubinacci in the heart of Naples actually is privileged to be hosted on the Casa Rubinacci in Naples. They spend a few days there as the suits are tried and refitted, and a bespoke suit, which is a true piece of masterpiece, comes out at the end of it. So Luca, we welcome you once again. Before I start, Luca, wanted to ask you one question which was running in my mind. You know, being a graduate from London School of Economics, being a major in economy, how did fashion came into being? And was stepping into the family business an obvious choice for you?
Sorry, I didn't hear properly. Can you repeat it?
Yes, Luca. So what I wanted to ask of you is, after doing your graduation in economics, was starting your family, joining the family institution, was it an obvious choice for you?
Let's say that I'm a part of a family that I have 3 sisters, and I am the 4th of already a big family. And my father pushed hard to have a boy into the family. So I was not forced, but not in the real way. But maybe I don't know if I didn't like this job or what was going to happen. Likely I start going into the tailor shop when I was 5 years old. So maybe at that time my father was already thinking about better to put this boy in the tailor in the laboratory at this age in order to let him understand that this is his future.
Thank you. It's so beautiful. I think what has happened in these last 30 years is incredible to the brand Rubinacci. So Luca, what according to you is the philosophy of the brand that it stands by today?
But let's say that the philosophy of the brand has been very clear from the 1930s, because my grandfather was an art dealer with the passion for clothing, but he was an atelier. He was selling art to count, to prince, and to the king of Savoy that was reigning the two Sicily. You know, Italy was divided in two in the 1930, and the Bourbons was reigning the south of Italy. My grandfather was selling art to the king, and at the one point the king was asking him who was his tailor, because he was dressing so charming and so elegant. So he started to introduce his tailor, he started to introduce his shirt maker, but the point was that he didn't want the tailor. He was asking for someone that was having the taste of my grandfather and the hand of his tailor. So my grandfather, what he did, he opened a laboratory in the center of Naples with all what he was thinking was the best tailor in Naples at that moment. And he called it London House. He didn't call it Rubinacci because he was thinking that it was his hobby. And because London was the capital of the elegance at the time, he was thinking it was a capital of the elegance because he never been to London. He was asking for to put London House because he was saying Rubinacci is an atelier. London House, it's my passion. But slowly, little by little, this London House little laboratory get to be bigger and bigger, because in Naples, everybody wants to be dressed by this gentleman called Gennaro Rubinacci. The name of my grandfather was Gennaro.
Okay.
Then in the 1943, after the war, the King of Savoy conceded the possibility to put the crown on top of the brand LH of London House. So what he did is to give the concession as official the leader of the royal family.
Correct.
Of the royal family. Did you see me? Yeah. Maybe 1 second.
Sure.
I don't know why it's not going through the video, but maybe you can check.
Okay, if you can just try again.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So and so Rubinacci start to have this LH with the crown. I'm gonna show to you. And
such a beautiful lighting inside.
This is the historical brand.
Luca, you're already on the spotlight, so you don't have to pin your video. The text at my end will be able to do that. Yeah.
Okay. This is the LH. That is a London House, and this is the crown. This is the crown conceded by the king in the 1943. This is the only label that is now appear only on our bespoke garments, because we think that bespoke should remain like used to be in the 1932. So this is the little story about the origin of the brand. And then my father started to let become Rubinacci famous in all Italy, and he understand the potentiality to change the name from London House to Rubinacci. Because of course London House was a common name, Rubinacci was more the family name. So in the 1963, my father changed London House into Rubinacci, and he only keep the label LH with the crown as the official brand label of the company. Then we arrived in the 2000. I arrived in the 2000, looking at this empire that my father built it, because the Rubinacci been not with me, been already the most iconic Neapolitan tailor in the world. So what was my next step? Because the third generation, as you know, the first one start, the second grow, the third one flip down, no? But was not really like that, because I was thinking that we are in a modern era. we are giving, we are dressing the world. We are speaking on Zoom, and we are giving our publicity on social network. So this is what was going to start in my company, making a tailor house more 2.0. You know, if we can say 3.0, if even better. So I was starting. My father sent me to London in order to understand another type of clothing, you know, more structured, less Neapolitan, because of course the clients of my father was all Italians. My clients was the world. So this is the next step, not only being able to make the best Neapolitan jacket, but also to understand the necessity of clients around the world. We are speaking now with you that you live where you live.
India, New Delhi. It's a school in
Yeah,
Noida, which is an extension of New Delhi.
You live in New Delhi. You know, for sure, New Delhi is much more humid, much more warm than a typical Italian weather where we have season. You have less season than us. You know, you don't really have you have really warm weather, humid. So the way how you dress for sure is completely different from the way how we dress. But your way, maybe it's similar to the Neapolitan way, because maybe
yes,
unconstructed and open with fabric are welcome. But think about my clients in Kazakhstan, that in Russia, where they live in a more tough weather. You know, they need clothes that are more heavy. But then they want Neapolitan construction, because these heaviest can be working in a very light way, that it feel warm, but it's light to the shoulder, because people that wear clothes like us all day long, you know, they need to be comfortable at the end of the day. Think about something, you know, that I always say to my client. When a man go inside the house, you know, the first things that he take it off is a jacket. But if he has a pullover, a sweater or something like that, he don't take it off.
True.
Why? Because psychologically, the pullover is much more comfortable. So he don't need to take it off. Meanwhile, the jacket doesn't feel like a second skin, so he want to take it off. So if we make a bespoke jacket possible to fit like a sweater, the client doesn't feel it. And if he doesn't feel it, he has more pleasure in wearing it. So this is the real essence of the bespoke.
Beautiful. So when we talk about bespoke necessarily, Luca, how important is handmade in Italy? Why do people still cherish it so much?
This is about a passion, you know. I'm very frankly speaking, and why you need to drive a Ferrari if a Fiat 500 can bring you home?
True. Very true. Yes.
Maybe a bicycle. Maybe why you need to drive a Fiat 500 if I can drive a bicycle and drive me home? You know, this is bespoke. This is completely handmade. Why you need 60 hours to make a bespoke suit when maybe in New Delhi they make it in 5 hours?
Right.
Because of knowledge, because of passion, because of how much do you care. It's better or not. This you will never know, because maybe a machine-made suit fit better than a handmade suit, because maybe the handmade suit is made without thinking about your proportion. Then that's why you need to go to not a good tailor, a tailor that understands your necessity, a tailor that can take it out from you, the style you have inside. Something
it's very important that
will keep, It's very psychological. It's very
True.
psychological. That's why we try the people that comes to Rubinacci, you know, the clients that comes to Rubinacci, they already know we are going to give him the best suit. What they don't know is how they will fit in. The service, it's behind it. Because this, it's something that only a tailor can give, only a service can give. But you can pay, you know, it's not about how much you pay, because maybe the tailor around your corner, he can understand this and can make it. Of course, we have more experience. Of course, we give more service. Of course, we can have access to much more fabric. Of course, we can live in a world that fits the clients. Because of course, if you are in the corner of a house, you cannot dress the Prince of Scotland because you will never know how he dress. You cannot dress the president of United States because you don't know where he goes. You know, if you live, if you dress a certain amount of clients, you have also to understand their necessities.
Absolutely. And I think that is what handmade values is, because it is so important that it actually, like you said, becomes your second skin. It need not be apart. Once you move, it is something which motions with you and it comes alive. So I totally agree with you there, Luca. It's so important that these nuanced way of lives are studied. And I'm happy that you are doing that.
But you also have to understand that the clients should understand this, because
Yes,
you know when you have in front of you a ready to wear jacket, you put on and you immediately know if you like it or not.
yes.
When you are going to do something bespoke, you are buying something without know what you're going to buy. You just have to believe.
That trust is paramount here. That relation that you develop with your cutter, your master tailor, is everything. And I think that is
Yeah,
what we sort of believe in today. So,
yeah.
Luca, when you have to define the typical Rubinacci gentleman and the traits that they should have, what would your comment be on that?
You know, there is no Rubinacci type of clients because, of course, the budget it's important. So this is very important. But we don't have a type of client. We have musicians, we have entrepreneur, we have doctors, we have lawyers, we have bankers, we have politicians. We have people that they want to build their own style. We have clients of 20 years old. They want to go to the first job with a Rubinacci suit. You know, this is about they have the money to spend. No, they don't have it, but they know that if they invest in one suit, good, maybe they will have it for life, because this is the essence of bespoke. You are paying 5,000 euros for a bespoke suit, but you are going to keep it for life. You can
Yes,
buy 10 suit out of 5,000 euro. With 500 euro, you can buy 10, but then after a couple of years, you have to throw away. Maybe they break it. You know, when you're making something bespoke, there is fabric inside. You can make it wider, you can make it tighter, you can make it shorter, you can make it longer, you can wash it, you can break it, because it's made in a way it's always possible to modify.
true.
Of
Very
course,
nice.
of course, of course, if you grow up 20 kilos, you are another man.
this
So at
this has
that
happened
point,
with
you have
me
to
quite
change it.
recently. I
No,
totally agree
I'm
there.
telling you, I tell you this story that is funny, because it's true. A bespoke suit, it's 100% possible to modify, but in a terms of a good sense, because you always should have good sense. That is very important in the world of fashion, in the
Right.
world of tailoring, in the world, in entire world. The good sense is a 50% of what an entrepreneur should do. because let's say like this, a suit it's always possible to modify, yes, in the terms of 5-6 kilos. 5-6 kilos are 5-6-7 centimeter. You know,
Correct.
each kilo it's 1 centimeter. So if
Yes.
you grow 6-7 kilos, it's 7 centimeter, and we still have possibility to change. But after 7 kilo, it's you are not anymore changing on your belly. You are changing in the shoulder.
Everywhere.
You are changing in the collar. You are changing in a lot of parts. Maybe you're changing in the legs. So even if you lose, even if you lose 20 kilo, or if you take 20 kilo, you are changing your identity. So if you have the pocket here, absolutely, I can move the shoulder, but I cannot make it wider, because this is impossible.
Right.
And why I'm telling you that? Because usually Arabs, for example, Arabs are type of clients that they go up and down 20 kilos.
Okay.
Because they have Ramadan, they have kind of things where for a couple of months they stop eating. Then after that,
Right.
they start eating again, drinking again, and they can change 20 kilos. So what Luca suggests? 2 wardrobes.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
2 wardrobes. One when you have 20 kilos more, and one when you have 10 kilos less. Because you have to understand and realize the reality. You cannot go up and down and go and send the jacket to the tailor. Now 5 centimeters more, now 5 centimeters less, and you keep us crazy.
And especially when your continents are apart, it's impossible. So Luca, you know.
So you have to take in consideration a lot of things.
Right, absolutely. My next question to you is, Luca, that when you are working as an independent Luca and when you're working as Rubinacci, the brand, how do the two roles interchange for you?
I'm the face of the brand, by the way. You know, it's I'm the designer of the brand. I'm the third generation of the brand. So Luca, it's
right.
Luca, it's the brand. Like, this is you know, it's not possible to change it, and I will keep it for life. So and I love to build as an icon out of a brand. This is something that today it's missing. You know, if you think about the 70s, no, Armani was growing with the brand, and Armani was Armani himself. Valentino was growing his brand, it was Valentino himself. I'm not doing anything else that great designer was doing in the 70s. So they was doing for the first time. So now when you're building a new brand, there is no face of the brand, of the man himself. What I'm doing is only something simple that people used to do in the 80s, in the 70s. Because today they are building brand out of strange name and then changing creative director, changing things. But because behind that brand, there are only holding, there are only found, there are only things that are looking at how to make money, not how to translate this brand into a family brand, into a new generation brand. You know, so this is something that today it's very difficult to do. Today we are talking about startups. You know, yes. Today is a different world, and having a brand like Rubinacci, where there is a real identity in the back, it's I think it's priceless.
You have rightly said it. It is the DNA that matters the most. If one is able to sort of understand the DNA and embody it in everything that they do about the brand, then the brand and the person always remain the same, right? So, Luca, coming to the next part, I wanted to understand from you, why is social media so important, especially a luxury brand such as Rubinacci? How do you do this? You know, having an image on social, but also selling a luxury experience. These are two very different worlds.
I don't think it's true, because in the past we was having paper magazines. you know, Vogue magazine, GQ magazine. GQ is Gentleman Quarterly, by the way. You know, and I think not any people and a lot of people knows that GQ is Gentleman Quarterly, you know, because they only see lingerie and things on top, and they think that this is fashion. GQ should not be fashion, by the way. This is a parenthesis. The thing is that social network are nothing else that the magazine of the past generation. So we have to realize that. We have to understand and working with it. Because before, to make a publicity on a newspaper was a lot very expensive. Today, to get an influencer, your clothes, it's very expensive. So social are a powerful object, you know, that is in the hands of everyone. It's starting for free because you can make your own publicity for free. But if you need the help of someone, like if you need an advertise, you need to take an influencer. You need to take a page on a magazine.
Right.
So it's like this, and it's the future. Absolutely, I think that the future is a social network like Instagram, because it's much more simple and fast than Facebook. But I don't think that the future of the brand is a TikTok, because TikTok is something completely different approach. You know, TikTok is something very young that need to be like a musical and sketch and everything. I don't think that this needs the brand. I think that brands need something like Instagram that can really show in different ways, like with a reel, with a photo, with an IGTV, can really show a product. You know, that is not possible to show on TikTok, because TikTok is only 10-second, 15-second shortcut movie, you know.
Right. So, Luca, who is your inspiration? Who inspires you?
Me, this already, I already replied to you like the other day. You know, I don't have
I love
icons
that
to
answer.
follow.
So beautiful.
I don't really have icons to follow. I don't really have a style icon, or I don't take inspiration from a single man. I try to take inspiration from everyone. You know, inspiration is the ability of finding something for yourself in any details you can see around yourself. From the past, you can take inspiration. From your father, you can take inspiration. From your friend, you can take inspiration. You can take inspiration on the street from the people that are walking and are passing through you. Because taking inspiration doesn't mean copying someone, doesn't mean dressing like someone. Taking inspiration means just a single detail. You know, you can copy a move, you can copy a detail, and then having different things from different people, you make your own style.
It's so beautiful.
And then people will follow you. Otherwise, if you are just a clone of someone from the past, people will get inspired from the original, not from the copy of the future. You know what I mean?
Yes, I absolutely.
It's much more difficult, of course, because dressing like James Dean is very easy: t-shirt and jeans. You know.
Yes.
It's not or dressing like 007, blue jacket, blue tie, and white shirt. Simple.
Yeah, actually, I think the easiest part is to look like a clone, but to have your own unique style is what sets us apart. What makes us more human, I suppose.
And then it's much more interactive, you know, because you don't have one, you have everyone. The other day, a magazine asked me in which decade you would like to born if you can decide. I said today. I said today I'm in the perfect decade. because I can take
Yeah.
inspiration from the past. I can do whatever I want now. I can move for the future. You know, this is a perfect decade. If I want to dress with a jacket, I dress with a jacket. If you think about the 30s, the 40s, of course, Peaky Blinder, of course, people was dressing incredibly. Yeah, but they only was dressing like that. Everybody. Even the guy at the 12 years old, he was wearing the jacket and tie. So it was very strict.
True.
Today we are not like that. Today we are now in a chat where you see someone with a shirt, someone with a t-shirt, you with a scarf. We are all different,
Yes.
but we are all talking. We are all talking about gentleman essence, the way of dressing, why fashion matters. But when I go surfing, I don't wear jacket and tie. When I go surfing, I have my shorts, my t-shirt, my Hawaiian t-shirt, and people that I met in that contest, they will never think about Luca wearing a jacket because they don't think me like that.
True. That's very important, Luca. I think you've summed it up really well in there. And we must know how to differentiate at the different times. Luca, I have few members of my academic team who would like to ask few questions from you. First, we have Sneha, who is a sustainable process concept and product designer. She is a design facilitator and the baskets mentor at the village. She works with material and materialism, irrespective of its manifestation, and practices design with no limitation or definitions. Sneha, over to you.
Hi, Luca.
Hello, Shana.
Hi. So I have a very emotional connect kind of a question. I usually wear my father's clothes. I prefer menswear formals as compared to women's wear formals that we get even for stitching. I mean, in India, we don't have a lot of tailors for that. So I was wondering if I had to wear Rubinacci men's trousers, what would my experience be like? Because I'm sure you're telling everyone about what their experience would be like when they buy your trouser. So
the difference between men's and ladies, first of all, is that ladies are good in mostly everything they wear. And even if they're not fitting right, they know how to act right. Men's, we need to dress as less ridiculous as possible. That's it. Saying that, I like to, women, ladies, they have personality. Men's are like horses with the para eyes. If they wear a jacket and they like it, they wear always the same jacket. When this jacket is destroyed, they go back to the same store and they buy the same jacket because the one before it's destroyed. So they don't want to change. We are talking in a way that we make bespoke clothes. So we are talking with the clients and men that wants to change, wants to open a world like ladies do. Many of my clients have wardrobe bigger than their wife or their fiancé. My wardrobe in my house is 2 times the wardrobe of my woman, my wife. But not that my wife is small, but my one is huge. So women goes to a tailor, they know what they want. So what will be your experience? It will be exactly what you have in mind. Because working with a tailor with a lot of experience, just maybe you know what? You need a tailor with a lot of experience just because you already know what you want. A man don't really need a lot of experienced tailor because maybe the tailor, it's a normal tailor, it's already enough. I think that for ladies, no. Ladies need a very experienced tailor because they need to bring their knowledge to the tailor. They're not enough of what the tailor wants to do for me because maybe they don't like it because they knows that a jacket on you, how it looks good.
okay. Thank you so much. Makes a lot of sense.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Sneha. Luca, we have now Shemal. Shimal actually is an intersectional design educator who uses feminist pedagogies to destabilize normativity in classrooms. His research area lies at the intersection of sexuality studies, political science, and urban studies, focusing on performances, justices,
John.
queer issues. So, Shimal, over to you. We can take a pause. Luca, please have water. We can take a pause.
Yeah. Ciao, Luca. How are you?
Very good. How are you? Did you hear me?
I'm good. I'm good. You know, I'm very curious. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah. So in the last few years, you know, Italy has seen so many changes, such as, you know, increased immigration, political destability, economic destability, and also now with COVID, you know, a lot of identity of what's it me Italian, and you know, the whole collective identity has shifted much. How do you see, you know, design and fashion sort of responding to this, and how does it sort of intersect with your own emotions, nostalgia, and you know, this idea of an authentic Italian identity, and sort of where do you see it going forward?
This is exactly what I'm trying to do in the new generation, my generation, you know, because as I told you before, my father was dressing people that were coming from Italy. My grandfather was dressing people that was coming from Naples. I'm dressing people that are coming from all over the world. We live in a cosmopolitan world, so everybody, we can reach everyone, you know. I can speak with you now and nothing is changing, you know. It's very quick, very fast, you know. And I think that what you can appreciate when with the word made in Italy, you know, is not only the manufacturer, because I'm sure that if I go around India, and maybe I will come one day, I will be very happy to come. I'm sure that I will find very great tailor, and I'm that I will find fabrics that are super interesting. You know, the difference between us and you, it's just how more into it we are, you know, because we have more knowledge, we have more charisma, we know, we have more experience, you know, but doesn't matter, doesn't means we are better. And doesn't means like let's say, you know, for example, handmade in China, you know, handmade in China now it's becoming super popular, but and people say yes, but it's Luca, it's handmade in China. But you know, sometimes made in China it's much better than some handmade in Italy, you know, because that means that made in Italy has to be 100%, has to be 100% right, you know. And this is in design, this is in clothing, this is in building everything. So I think that when are you talking about clothing, for example, you know that you have to understand with who you are talking. You know, if you're talking with Rubinacci, let's say, because we are now talking about us, if you're talking with Rubinacci, you know that you're talking with a brand of 3-generation knowledge of tailoring. You're talking with a brand that used to sell excellence for almost 8 years. So you are more confident on giving your money to make something.
So right, Luca. Yes. Shemal, thanks for your question. Thank you. Luca, we have a last person from the academics, Rishabh. He is an architect and also a space designer. He currently works with Arcom, which is an architectural studio, and also the parent company of the Design Village. He is developing a new curriculum on practice of international practice and habitat design at the village. Rishabh, over to you.
Thank you, Vatsal. Hi, Luca.
Hi, Rishabh.
So I had a question that back then there was an era where every gentleman used to have customized suits, and that was a natural way of being. Whereas Preta Portier these days has transitioned everything. So, how do you suggest that the youth of today go back to bespoke?
I tell you something else in a way that in a ready to wear, you have to fit into the garments. In a bespoke, is the garments that has to fit you. What that means? That to make a jacket, you can go in 10 store and try to find the jacket that fit you, but you cannot pretend that the jacket fit you. Going to a tailor, you can pretend that the jacket fit you, because this is it how it should be. So this is the main difference between ready to wear and bespoke. Now, what's happening? That ready to wear people and the designer, when they make a collection ready to wear, they need to think who they want to sell to. We want to sell to European, okay. Their age is 180, 175, and they wear short jacket and they wear tight trousers. So make a collection that it's intended to sell to this kind of people. But tomorrow, the market is Asian. Asian are small. Asian, they don't have a waist, so the jacket are much shorter. The trousers are much thinner. And the same guy that is European is finding the jacket short. It's finding the jacket too tight, the trousers too tight, and says, what's happening? And the brand says, now the fashion is everything short, everything tight, everything like this. It's not true. It's they only sell to a different kind of people. And they try to convince you with the marketing, because the problem of today, it's the marketing. When you're building a ready-to-wear brand, the marketing is much more important than the product itself. You know, the people come here and says, Luca, but we don't like short jacket. Why everyone is making short jacket? Yeah, of course, the market, it's Asian and they're all small. If tomorrow the new market is it's European, the jacket will be already again long. So this is fashion. Fashion, it's following. Bespoke is being followed. You want to build your style, you have to go bespoke. Or if you have the measure lucky to get into the ready to wear, you don't need to.
Thank you, Luca. Thank you, Rishabh. Sneha, Luca, Sneha, Shemal, and Rishabh, thank you so much for joining us in. Luca, before we move on towards the close, there are a lot of students who want to pursue design in future, and they want to be connected with the design village. So what is that message to the community of designers across the country who want to be successful people tomorrow, and also the design village community?
I think that they always have to move fast forward with a good sense. This is very important, because what we are losing today is a good sense. You know, we try to give our best, but we are forgetting the rules. You know, you have to know the rules, and then you can break it. You cannot break the rule without knowing it. You know, and the knowledge. You know, the experience. You never have to finish to learn. And this is you never have to think that you are arrived and the people has to follow you. You always have to move forward. Then, if the others follow you, good, but you have to move forward. And looking back at what make you go faster in the future, not looking you back on the way that you're stopping you. You know, I always say to my father, you know, I'm on a train and I'm going. If you want to jump in, you jump, but otherwise I will go there.
That's so right. Luca, it's been an honor to share this platform with you. I am so privileged that we could all be here. It has been an exemplary example of how the world has come closer through online platforms such as Zoom. but I really feel that I was able to relive my days in Milan once again through you. Italy has been extremely close to me. It is what drives me every day. And menswear is something which I completely believe in, I am made of. And today has been such a revelation. So thank you for making us so emotional. I am totally
Thank you.
touched. And from the design village, we really, really look forward to having beautiful relation in times to come. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Whenever you want, we can have a nice chat again.
Absolutely, Luca. Thank you. And we will have the fourth part of the Why Fashion Matters series on 15th of February. I would love for you to be there, Luca. We will have a new guest who is a beautiful slow designer from India. She loves playing with vegetable dyeing techniques, and it's amazing to. She's an old friend from 20 years ago, and she's brilliant at what she does. Her name is Priyadarshini Rao, and I would be there again to share this platform with you all again. So take care, all of you all, and thank you, Luca, once again. Good evening from
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you. Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.